clear. We've had scenes like that on the TV hundreds of times. But what's really going on? Well, the machine they're using is called a defibrillator. So it makes sense that its job is to stop fibrillation. And fibrillation is a twitching of the heart muscle. It can happen after a cardiac arrest. If the heart stops beating, it doesn't restart properly. Instead of the muscle contracting and expanding, it's just twitching. And giving a powerful electric shock across the heart muscle can kickstart it back into action. The other thing we've all seen hundreds of times on the TV is artificial respiration, CPR, where they blow into the mouth of the patient and then pump up and down on the chest. What they're doing in that process is just manually taking over the job of the heart and the lungs. So blowing oxygen into them, squeezing the heart muscle to help it pump the blood around the body. We all know that that's the heart's job, to pump blood around the body, but what's really important, of course, is the stuff that the blood is carrying, and in particular that oxygen. If the brain is starved of oxygen, even for just a couple of minutes, it can cause very serious long-term problems. So they're pushing on the heart muscle to get that oxygen up into the brain. The other thing that usually happens in the films, of course, is that after they've done this for a couple of minutes, the person jumps up and hey, they off or go for a drink or something. That doesn't happen. It's really very unlikely that the heart will restart beating normally just through that CPR. Some kind of shock will be required to kick it back into normal activity. The first experiment in defibrillation began a long time ago, 1899, when first experiments on dogs were done. And it was found that a small shock could actually stop the heart of the dog, and a larger shock could kickstart it back into normal activity. The first use of defibrillators in humans could only be done when the chest was open, so during surgery, an electrode is actually placed on the heart muscle itself. Over time, the technology has improved and developed, and now the shock can be given through the chest. So a defibrillator has two paddles, and because the shock is quite big, you don't want to burn the patient, some sort of conductive gel is placed under them, and they put one each side of the heart muscle, and then the shock delivered. You might have seen things like this. It's called an AED, an automatic external defibrillator. There are thousands of them across the country, in railway stations, libraries, even schools. They're a little bit different from the machines that are used in hospitals, because we don't want to give the shock when it's not required, and knowing just when that is something that takes some training. So it has a detector. It will detect whether the heart is beating in a way that the shock can actually treat. If it's stopped completely, it's a waste of time actually giving the shock. If it's not in this fibrillation but just beating in a different kind of manner, maybe very slowly or very quickly, then it's probably not going to help. So the first stage, when the paddles go on with sticky pads under them, is that it will detect the rhythm of the heart. And then, with a combination of auditory and visual instructions on the machine, it will deliver the shock to the patient. It's thought that early delivery of defibrillation to people who have suffered a cardiac arrest might triple the survival rate from this surprisingly common complaint. So these simple machines that we see appearing all over the country really are going to save a lot of lives. Shocking.
For more information on our live interactive science and engineering shows, check out our website and connect with us through Facebook and Twitter.